Hey everybody, welcome back to part 2 of chapter two's example. And in this video, we are going to be taking what we did in the last video with the journal issues and t-tables, and more specifically probably with the t-tables, and converting that into what we call an unadjusted trial balance. As we will talk about in future chapters, what the accounting cycle is, there's a few spots in there where we have to do these things. It's called a trial balance. And a trial balance is just kind of a check mechanism to make sure that our debits and our credits are equal. Remember, that's one of the big things that we have to have when we're doing double entry accounting. I'm going to show you how to do that today. What we're going to do is we're going to look at all of our t-tables specifically, and we're going to find our account balances for those t-tables. Some of these are going to be really easy because there's not much going on with them. Some of them are going to be a little bit more challenging, especially cash. So let's start with cash first. Now, what you want to do to find your account balance is to add up all the debits, and then add up all the credits, and then subtract the two numbers. And whatever the difference is, that's going to be your account balance, and it should go on this side that is the plus side, which is also the side that should have the higher amount. So if you were to do this for cash, and by the way, you want to pause this, stop it, and try this on your own, please do, because this, again, will let you know what you don't know, if you need help with it or not. But what you do is you add up all of your credits, or excuse me, you add up all of your debits, and when you do that, you should get a total of 209,000. Then you're going to add up all of your credits. And if you do that, you should get a total of 180,500. Then you subtract the two, and that will give you a total of, or a difference of 28.5. And it'll go again on the debit side. So let's start with, on our trial balance, let's start with cash. Under the debit, because this is a debited account, this is where my debit goes, I'm going to put 28.5. All right, let's go to the next one. I'm going to do AR. I'm going to do these in a specific order just because this is how they naturally would go. AR, I'm going to take my 165, subtract out 141. That's going to give me a difference of 24,000. Again, that's going to go on the debit side, so I'm going to put that down. All right, next I'm going to do supplies. Supplies is pretty easy. There's only two things I have to add up, which is 400 and 1,500. That's going to give me a total of 1,900. Again, that's on the debit side. I'm also going to put prepaid. Prepaid is super easy. There's only one thing I have to worry about, and that's the 24,000, so I'm going to put that down. And then the same thing with land. Land is going to have a debited balance of 100,000. All right, now I'm going to move on to my liabilities. Accounts payable, I'm going to subtract the two numbers, 44 minus the 30. That's going to give me an accounts payable balance of a credit of 14,000. Remember, liabilities, the credit side is the normal side, so 14,000. And then unearned revenue is going to be 18,000 because nothing's changed from that. Now we go into the equity accounts. So we have common stock. Common stock, we just add up those two numbers. That's going to give us 40,000 to the credit. Retained earnings is going to be 10.4. Again, we didn't do anything for that one, so 10,400. Dividends. Dividends is going to be 5,000 towards the debit. And then we have consulting revenue of 165 on the credit. Then salaries expense, 20,000 on the debit. And then finally, we have miscellaneous expense of 44,000 on the debit. Now, you're probably wondering, why did I go in this order? Why don't I just go in the order in which I have them on the t-tables? These are the actual orders of the codification numbers that we have. You don't have to use this. It can kind of go in any order because they all add up the same. But once we get to this point, I'm going to take everything in the debit column and add it up. And so if I do that, that's going to give me 247,400. And then I'm really hoping a lot that my credit column is going to add up to be the same. So I'm going to add up my credit column, and then it is actually the same, 247,400. We are on the right path. There's nothing that we have to go back and review necessarily based on this. So again, this is just kind of a check stop to make sure that we are doing things that we are supposed to be doing. Everything is adding up the way it should be, and then that way we can move on to the next step of the accounting cycle. There you have it. That is how you do an unadjusted trial balance. Now, I would not throw away this problem quite yet because in Chapter 3, we're actually going to finish the accounting cycle using this problem. So this is still going to be very important for you to have, the t-tables and everything, because we're just going to continue adding on to it. But for now, I hope you enjoyed this. Y'all take care.